On the episode of Days of Our Lives that aired Tuesday, October 2nd, the ongoing saga took a rather bizarre and frustrating turn, revealing the complete lack of judgment from Johnny DiMera. Despite all the glaring facts surrounding him, Johnny continued to obsess over a problem that could have easily been solved by simply asking one straightforward question. But instead of seeking clarity, Johnny chose to spiral deeper into misunderstanding and paranoia, showcasing the kind of over-the-top drama that soap operas are famous for. The chaos began when Johnny stumbled upon Alex Kyriakis in what appeared to be a compromising situation. Alex was having sex with someone. For reasons that seem completely irrational, Johnny instantly assumed that this someone had to be his wife, Chanel Dupree. But why would he jump to such an extreme conclusion? Johnny's assumption was rooted in the complicated and messy history between Alex, Chanel, and Chanel's ex-girlfriend, who also happens to be Johnny's sister, Allie Horton. A few years ago, the three of them had shared a controversial threesome that led to waves of tension and intrigue in their lives. Now, with Chanel and Alex cast to play romantic leads in the show within a show body and soul, Johnny's imagination ran wild. In his mind, this old history meant that Alex and Chanel were destined to rekindle their physical relationship, right there at work, in the middle of the day, no less. Of course, to any sensible observer, this was a ridiculous assumption from the start. But Johnny didn't just stop at this wild guess. He continued to dig himself deeper, constructing an entire fictional story around this imagined affair. Instead of going directly to Chanel and clearing up his suspicions with a single question, Johnny clung to his delusion, allowing it to fester. Even when faced with a glaring contradiction, like the fact that Chanel had spent the entire day in the hospital suffering from painful back spasms, Johnny's stubborn mind refused to budge. Logic, evidence, and reality itself seemed powerless against the force of his spiraling thoughts. At this point, even if he had been shown a video proving Chanel's innocence, it's likely Johnny would have found some way to explain it away in his mind, continuing to act strange and distant without ever addressing the root of the issue. Instead, he lied to his wife about his odd behavior, further complicating their already shaky relationship. Meanwhile, the woman Alex had actually been with that day was Stephanie Johnson, who found herself equally confused about the implications of their encounter. What did it mean for her friendship with Alex? Where would they go from here? Instead of talking to Alex directly about these questions, Stephanie turned to her friend, Jada Hunter, for advice, further distancing herself from the actual conversation that needed to happen. Similarly, Alex found himself at a loss, unsure about what had just transpired and what it meant for him and Stephanie. Rather than approaching Stephanie to sort out their feelings, Alex sought guidance from his father, Justin Kyriakis. The irony here was almost laughable: two adults, fully capable of resolving their own issues, choosing instead to talk around the problem rather than to each other. The audience couldn't help but wonder how long these characters would keep dodging the most obvious solution: open communication. Adding to the whirlwind of drama, Bonnie Lockhart, who has recently become a significant figure in Salem's social web, found herself in the role of a trusted advisor. Once dismissed as little more than a comic relief character, Bonnie has now cemented herself as an influential force in town. Her newfound prominence means that people are actually seeking out her help and opinions, a surprising development for a character who used to be sidelined. The latest person to turn to Bonnie is none other than Nancy Wesley, who has returned to Salem after a long absence. Nancy, accompanied by her daughter Joy, has big aspirations, hoping to land a role for Joy on a television show. With her bubbly personality and strong determination, Nancy's return to her hometown brought a fresh wave of excitement, and, naturally, more drama. As Bonnie becomes an unlikely but pivotal ally for Nancy, it's clear that she will continue to play an important role in the unfolding chaos of Salem.